Right.
You know, in the church, we like to pray for people, but Jesus said, I was hungry. You did, you may have given me something to eat, but it's like, but that's the same thing. If someone comes and says, look, my rent needs to be paid, and I say, I want to offer you a prayer, I mean, that's all well and good.
Yeah.
But that's going to wear out after a while. So it's important as business owners, as, just human beings, that we want to have the resources, not just for our own benefit to absorb it for ourselves, but so that we can be a blessing. Michael always says the best way to success is to help a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And one of the ways to do that is having monetary resources.
Jesus said, I'm not going to preach because then we'd have to get into the offering thing and get
That's
all
right. Well, we're going to take up an offering in a minute.
But he said, the poor would always be among you. But you know what he didn't say? He said, you don't have to be poor.
You don't have to be
I
one
said,
of
I'm
them.
in on that deal.
Hey.
I'm in on that deal. That's all I know.
That's
I said,
right.
I didn't have to be one.
That's right.
The reality, and I just want to get a compliment to my friend here real quick. It was at age 13, 14 that someone stepped into my life and begin to put good thinking to help me get to the next level. I just want you to understand what you're doing in these school systems. And listen to me, if you're a teacher, you're an educator, you're a principal, vice principal, you're a counselor, you need to get this young man up in your building because I'm going to tell you, it was because a gentleman like you changed my life, reached out to me, and it shifted everything. Listen, when you're a street, I'm telling you, you could be in prison just like that. I beat the odds, but I didn't beat them by myself. Let me say that. You don't beat them by yourself.
That's right.
So I'm going to tell you, you want to get this young man out to where you're at. If you don't, I don't want to say shame on no one, but it is pretty close to it. You need to get kept into your school system, into your churches, and get that book in their hands. It'll change their lives. I've read the book. I've encouraged my team to read the book. I've got thousands. My last company that I just retired from, we had over 4,000 people in our organization.
You did?
Oh, it's crazy. But you know how that happened? Because someone sowed in my life. So I can go backwards. See, it always starts with a single seed.
That's right.
So anyway, I just wanted to kind of love you, brother. And I want to
yes.
very appreciate it.
Yes. That's real good too, Fred. I want our viewers to be able to get an opportunity to go to www.seed-institute.com. On that website, we have the 10 laws of success. And I want to mention these 10 laws. We talk about presentation, planning, prayer. But the law of reciprocity means that you reap what you sow. A lot of times I look at my circumstances, I look at the challenges that I'm going through, but I don't ask the most important question. How did I get here? Am I part of the problem or am I part of the solution? Develop a network of people that can empower you. Now, the 3 P's, presentation, prayer, and planning, those are only 3 of the laws of success. Parasite is not in there. Parasite is when.
That's a P too.
Parasite is when I got people latching on to me, but they're not giving me anything. I don't have to let those people go out of my network, but I do have to reduce them from the apex and put them down at the bottom. And I'll see you in passing by. I'll see when we have something in common. It doesn't mean that I'm better than you, but you are not in a position where we can create a win-win situation in my life. As a matter of fact, every time you call me, I say, you need something. You've never called me to say hello, so I've got to call you to say goodbye. Professor Goodman, tell me a little bit of something, and I don't want to be rough on the audience, but you teach your students in group dynamics something very powerful. A group is a network, is it not?
A group is a network.
Tell me, what would be the mission statement of group dynamics?
What would be the mission statement?
Good.
Group dynamics really is about paying attention to behavior that's occurring. And most dynamics are happening, it's nonverbal cues for the most part. Some of it is verbal, but a lot of things that people are doing are nonverbal things. And so watching the dynamics, you can see, you don't have to know a language. You can go to a foreign country. Dynamics are the same across cultures, across countries. If you watching body language, you can tell when people like each other.
Oh, yeah.
And you can tell when they don't. You can tell when people are happy, because a smile is the same no matter what country you go to, and sadness is so there are certain things that are universal.
Yep.
And so if I'm going to create a good dynamic, then I have to have those dynamics within myself.
That's right.
And so wherever I go, I bring myself. So people that like to make geographical location changes, because they think that something is wrong with Richmond, and so they can't get along here, and they decide to go to New York. It's like, well, everywhere you go, whoops, there I am.
Yep.
So Michael Jackson said it best. I'm talking to the man in the mirror. That person in the mirror that Kevin talked about, that writing on that mirror is I create myself, and I remember having a mirror experience, and that is one of the reasons why I am sitting here today, that I had that look at myself. And
How important are positive affirmations or even declarations? Kevin?
I mean, they are. I mean, you can't even measure the power that they have behind them. You know, when you repeat something over and over again, it becomes a part of you. It's a way of thinking, and it's a way of reprogramming yourself, so to speak. And it was just so powerful and impactful in my life. And I just looked to find a way in how I could help and input it into others.
And so the opposite of affirmations and declarations would be self-fulfilling prophecies that can be negative. I know we got a little bit of time,
for 5 minutes.
Professor Goodman, and so I just want to make sure that we get our information out. Again, I'm Mike Edwards. I'm the host, the co-host here with Professor Goodman for the Seeds of Wealth and Wellness. But I can be reached at 804-355-SEED, S-E-E-D. That's 804-355-SEED. SEED or 7333. Our website is www.seed-institute.com, and we have a Facebook page which is MD Edwards. It doesn't stand for medical doctor, but my mom attributed that to Michael Donovan Edwards. Thanks for allowing me to share. Fred, how do we get in touch with you?
Real simple. Just give me a quick call. You can text me. I prefer a text at 804-402-4094. Again, 804-402-4094. Of course, you can find me on Facebook. It's just Fred Duff. Very simple. Google it, search me. I'm there. And I appreciate you all having me here today. I appreciate you more than you know.
Kevin, how do we get in touch with you?
Well, again, I'm Kevin Kemp, the creator and the founder of Brain Tight. What I do is prevent you from being brain loose. And so you can get in contact with me at 804-564-3200. Again, that number is 804-564-3200. And you can also reach me on Facebook at Brain Tight. And also my website is braintight.com.
Professor Goodman, we got a call.
Caller, you are on the air.
Hi, I'm enjoying the program. It's quite informative.
Oh, wonderful.
I would like to ask Professor Goodman, I hear that she's having seminars on the 7th and 21st.
Yes.
What time, and the site is Love Outreach?
Yes. So Michael Edwards will be conducting 2 free business planning seminars on Saturday, December the 7th, and again on December the 21st at 8:30 a.m.
Oh, 8:30.
And it's 8:30 a.m. Love Outreach is located at 3800 Moss Side Avenue at the corner of Laburnum. That's in the city of Richmond.
Yes.
And so, Michael, do you want to speak more to that?
Well,
What you want to say, Mr. Michael?
First and foremost, I just wanted everybody to know it's a business symposium. We're having guests there. If people are interested to know how to get money, to get education, to move their vision and their business forward, that would be the place to be at 8:30 a.m. at Moss Side Avenue at Love Outreach. And I appreciate Professor Goodman for allowing us to use her church and assembly. And we have other guests that are going to be there as well, some from the entertainment business as well.
Michael, by the way, I'm having a major launch next week. Those who text me, I'm looking for 10 people to mentor over the next 90 days.
Okay, excuse me for 1 minute. Caller, did you have another question?
No, just thank you very much for your informative program. And this is L. Edwards calling.
Thank you, Mrs. Edwards.
Just want to thank you very much. Quite informative. I just want to let you know, keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, and good night.
All right, good night.
That's my beautiful mom. She's always supportive. My parents have been together for 57 years, and the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree is what they told me. And so I like to stay close to that tree. Professor Goodman, any other events coming up?
For that's
Your information, you didn't give it to us in the closing.
my information, Melvina Goodman, InnerZones.LLC, 804-337-8654. And you can get me on Facebook at Minister Melvina Goodman. And so we just want to thank our wonderful guests for coming on the show. We thank you to our viewers and to the callers that called in that made this just that much more special. And so
They can see these videos. They can see our series, first series and second series on YouTube. This will be uploaded before midnight.
okay. All right. And so any final comments about anything? I think we got like 1 minute. Wrap it up.
1 minute.
You know, first of all, I think associations is everything. And I think what you've been talking about, taking a look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
I remember going to my pastor, Randy Gilbert, and I was telling all my problems. All of my problems. And he looked at me and he mentored me for a minute. He looked at me and says, well, I see the problem already. And I said, what's that? The train wreck. You're at every one of them. So, you know, I'm thankful that I've had a great man of God and someone and people in my lives like Michael and you folks who we all share. We all have the same common goal. That's blessing people.
Wow.
Join us next week at Seeds of Wealth and Wellness with our host, Professor Melvina Goodman.
And my co-host, Michael Edwards.
Real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street, but not enough to eat. Who am I?